When we're talking about Brexit, I think young people are absolutely critical to the negotiations around Brexit because one, they're going to be on this planet for a lot longer than probably I'm going to be on this planet, and they're going to be facing a complete change in the way that they see Britain over the next few years. Whether or not that is how Britain is outward facing, or whether or not that's in relation to university policy, their Erasmus placements, or whether or not we look not just inside the EU but also look around to the rest of the world too. So A, it's really exciting because it enables young people to really be at the heart of that policy making process, but B, also it really seems like a revolution in the way that we're delivering policy over the next few months and over the next few years as we finally come to a conclusion on what Brexit will look like. It was quite clear that most young people ended up wanting to remain inside the European Union. Now, I also wanted to remain inside the European Union, but we do have a responsibility to respect democracy and also to respect the will of the British people and deliver Brexit. So I think that's the first thing that we need to make sure is quite clear. What we can learn, however, is there are groups and communities out there who feel very disengaged with the political process. A lot of young people, there were still, over 25% of young people who voted against the European Union. Was that because of the fact that they didn't feel that Brussels was listening to them? Was it because the British government wasn't listening to them? And what we need to do is work even harder to make sure that communities across the whole of the country, particularly young people, feel that they are being listened to and are really, really being listened to as well. In reality, as much as it is great for me to be talking about this, we have to deliver for those young people as well. I think politicians are very, very poor at using language that works very well to the communities they're speaking to, and communications is often is forgotten about when it comes to policy, and sometimes policy is forgotten about when you look at communications. The two work hand in hand. There's no point in having amazing policies if no one actually understands or believes that they are actually going to be implemented and make their lives more successful as a result. So, for me, it's about now saying for communities that are disengaged with the political process, are they interested in party politics? Probably not. Are they more interested in the issues? Yeah, absolutely they're interested in the issues. They're interested in how the European Union changes are going to enable them to access higher education or have a better life chance as a result. They're more interested in whether or not they're going to get a job at the end of it. And all these things that we need to discuss in realistic terms, not in governmental management consultancy speak, which sometimes we do like to discuss our policies and our feelings in. There's a lot of younger MPs who are there sort of listening to young people out there, and I'm not going to consider myself age 30 to be youth, but there are a lot of us who do that already. The government has its own ministers for young people as well, and the Department for Education, they're focusing their attention on that, and also the Cabinet Office, they're focusing on that too. But we need to make sure that we engage with young people at every single level of government. So every level of government doesn't just necessarily mean Whitehall and in Parliament, but it also means in local government as well. And that huge amount of the decisions that are being made on behalf of young people are very much focused in at a national level, not a local level. And to be frank, we need to reverse that. The principles of localism, without sounding too management consultancy again, apply to young people in a stronger way than they do necessarily to older people as well. And that link, that principle of subsidiarity, as the European Union calls it, is absolutely integral to understanding why those communities aren't necessarily linked in the best way that they could be.